Right, welcome to the show, guys. Just going to do a little quick update. This is going to be a funny one. So we're on the daily charts and you can see where we are right now. This is our current candle and this is our current support, which you can see signified by this particular green aqua box here. Now, we have actually dipped below this because when you start looking at the facts on the chart, which is something like this, when I go to a weekly, you can see the fact on the chart is telling us that this is currently below this body here, right? So when we look at these bodies, this particular area, you can see that we are actually lower. So this is giving us indications that the market wants to go a little bit down. Now, what is important about this? It's very important that you start looking at this at with a different perspective, basically. So when we start looking at this, we see this W was forming, right? So there was a W forming. However, we can see that this W has now failed because this current candle, excuse me one second. So this current candle that you see here is actually lower than this two candles here, right? So this current candle is lower than this two. This means this structure that we were forming has actually failed, right? So this has failed because it's now lower. This is telling us that it's going to go down a little bit more. So the expectation is obviously this area here, this 18,414. We might come to this. Also, if we don't, then we might actually come back down to test the 17,585 level, possibly even lower. Now, I mentioned this before as well on other videos as well. I said, look, there is an absolute chance that we could easily go lower. This is one of the reasons why this two current buy orders that I have. So I've got 3 buy orders, but I'll show you what I mean. So this was a buy order which has been filled. This is also a buy order. This yellow line is also a buy order, and this is also a buy order. And these are significant. You know, you can see these prices here. So the white, the yellow, you can see that these are my buy orders. So I know these lines are going to come and hit. I've been waiting patiently, and so far everything has come back down to the levels that I want. So I'm quite happy. I'm just waiting for it to come and hit that 17.85. Now I'm going to move through the time frame because you can see on the 5 daily as well how we are currently shooting down. So yes, again, the body is below. That's a fact. You cannot deny this fact. And you can see how on the VPVR, this is the VPVR, we are currently in the middle of it. So that means that again the market is indicating to go down. So we are going to go below this as we didn't find support on this. On this one, you can see on the 18,804, which is just here, you can see that how we're finding support here right now, but again it's not significant because this is a 3-day chart, and yeah, it doesn't make any sense. And also you can see how this particular candle currently is lower than every other candle here. So again, looking at the shorter time frame, you can see that on a 3-day it's not bullish at all, it's bearish. We have collapsed. That means we could easily come back down to that low level again, which is showing this as the buy signal. This is the support zone, and this is the price, the 17,585. So let's see what happens. Now, going into the daily, you can see how we're showing slightly different data, and we have a lovely little zone here. We have a massive support zone. This whole thing here is actually a support zone, right? So we are seeing this, and we can see that we could possibly come all the way down to this low. Now, I am still waiting, so I want to show you this. So you can see I am still waiting with my buy at this 17,365, right? This 17,365 here is actually my buy. I also have one at the 16,316 and one at the 13,805. I haven't gone below the 13,805. However, I am thinking right now that if the structure falls, and especially on a weekly, then I might have to look at that, because we do have a lovely zone here around. I'll show you what I mean. So this particular zone here, when I start looking at this, I can see that we've got this lovely area here just above 11,000. If we fall below the 13.85, this may also be a great buying opportunity. But other than that, look, I'm not really seeing much. I'm just seeing the market looking like it wants to go bearish. Of course, if you start looking at the higher time frame, and let me get rid of the drawings for you. Give me one second. Let's get rid of the drawings for you. Hide. Let's get rid of the drawings for you, so that way you can see a clear chart. Now I want to show you a higher time frame. And what I mean by that, if you start looking at these monthly time frame and everything, you can see how we had this particular zone here, these 3 candles here, was the support range, and we broke the support, and currently we're now pointing down. This means we will come and test this particular area here, and then we see what happens there. So we are looking at this like, on a monthly level, you are seeing this 15,650 to be a good support area. Let's see what happens. I'm not too fast. I'm just going to keep on observing, because these are really important things that you have to look at. Also, when you start looking at the 3 month, for example, you can see we have a very bearish candle. Now, I mentioned this, and you can see how we fell below the 21 moving average on the 3 monthly. Again, these are important. This candle is very important for people who are bulls, who consider themselves as bulls. Is very important, because this candle is telling you that this is the one and only time that you get that opportunity to buy. Of course, this is not a financial advice, you do you, right? But these are those moments in life, or especially in crypto, that you get those big opportunities. You can see here on 6 monthly, you get those big opportunities to buy, right? These massive big opportunities to buy at these candles. Now, how low can this candle go? Well, up to this particular area here. You can see again, we're flashing this 12.5k, this 12.5, 13k range, this area here. Again, these are significant levels where we can go down to. Now, the reason we can do this is because we've got this area here. So you can see this is going to be our support range. In fact, I can draw it for you with a horizontal ray, and you will understand. So if I put it just here, right, just here, you can see that 10,700 and something is that area. So we're looking to buy within this particular area. Anywhere below here is going to be a great opportunity. Of course, if it doesn't come, it doesn't matter. If we get the other levels above this, so when we're talking about other levels, if we get the 13, so for example, if we don't fall up to this level and we bounce, it's fine. If we fall up to this level, bounce is fine. If we fall up to here and bounce is fine. And if we fall up to here, it's bounce. It's fine. Either way, what this is telling us, one of the biggest things you need to take away from this is whatever direction we go, the next move after that is only one direction, it's going up. So this is your accumulation phase. Then you start shooting up. That's when you start moving. That's when the market starts moving. So is this going to happen for another 6 months or anything like this? Absolutely not. This could easily change within the next few months. But I just wanted you guys to understand that when you start looking at these slightly higher time frames, you can see that we do have these lovely support zones where we should be able to pick up those. I mean, right now is definitely bargain zone. But we are looking at this particular area for us to swing and bounce and then start recovering. Anything below this is just a bonus. But that should be the area we should be looking at. So yeah, other than that, I'm not going to really say anything else, because I mean, there's plenty of people out there who are talking about it daily on their daily shows and whatnot and this and that. I'm not fond of doing daily stuff solely because you've said a number, you said this is what's going to happen, and you stick to it, right? You don't go around changing your minds every other day. Now, I have mentioned, upsides and downsides, and I've mentioned how we have to get above certain levels in order for us to be bullish. Now, those levels have changed. So previously we were talking about getting above this to be bullish. Well, now, guess what? This candle here is where we need to be. So this 24K is the zone where we need to be bullish. So things change, but other than that, the numbers, like when we're looking at certain numbers, they don't change, right? So the zones don't change too much, right? So you can see, even if we get here, we also have to, like if we get here, we also have to break this and then test this again. So these numbers are still important. They're just not as relevant right now, but in the future they will be, because we are going to come back to those levels and say, okay, this is where we were, this is where the market structure changed, and now we've got to get back above that. All right, so other than that, I mean, this market structure here is, it's a failing. So this would have been a nice little W pattern if we got back up. So if we went here and then did this, that would have been perfect. But because we've gone below this area now with this particular area, we are going to go and test that bottom level and bottom support zone and see where we go from there. So yeah, I'm going to repeat myself too much, but things are looking good in my opinion, because again, as a bull, I want to get as much discount as possible. I want to get the lowest price, obviously, for me to hold on. I mean, if you start looking at the shorter time frame, you can see, yeah, I mean, even this one, look at this, right? How we broke this support and how we fell, right? So we had this strong area building, and we just collapsed into no man's land, right? We just collapsed into no man's land. So from now on, I'm just going to say, just observe, just be patient. You can see how this market bled very bad. you can see how we have come to this support zone here. Again, this is on the 4-hourly, and it's a matter of time that we go below this. If we do, then you start seeing the market structure change. So just focus on the higher time frames, in my opinion, and yeah, things should get back to normal. Hopefully normal means we should start moving up. And I mentioned about reset. A reset literally means when the market finds its true bottom, right? So we talked about bottoms. So market finds its bottom and then shoots up. That's where we're looking at, basically. You know, that's the reset point for us. So this would be personally our reset point, and from this we should start shooting back up again. So other than that, I hope all of this kind of makes sense to you, and yeah, I'm going to catch you on another one very soon. Other than that, adios my amigos. Thank you.